What's good, YouTube? Dmgaming here, guys. Literally just got home. Literally just got home. I ain't ate yet. I'm hungry. But guys, this news has to be discussed because we are looking at some groundbreaking stuff for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. You know, year two, I really thought that we would get something like groundbreaking like they did with Xenoverse 2. But it seems like that stuff is coming a year later and we're looking at it now. So, first and foremost, they updated the official site. If you go to DLC on here they don't have anything listed for the new DLC. It's when you scroll down further. You got Battle of Gods, Fukasu no F, and then for some reason you have Trunks, but between that you got the Bardock stuff. Now there's no new information here. Okay, but one thing I will note that they said the price of this DLC is the exact same price of the History of Trunks by itself. Now, a major question people are asking is, why is it not in the store to pre-order the season pass? I don't know. I think there's something that's going to release the day of, or it could release the day before, or possibly sometime next week. Now, I will be doing a live stream. We won't have school that Friday because we only go Monday through Thursday, have some Fridays, but no school that day. And although I will have a game, so I won't be able to live stream all day, but the game will be later that evening. So possibly that morning, it may be like a midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning type of stream, guys, but it's gonna happen. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, please. Turn on that bell icon so when we go live streaming Kakarot, the Bardock DLC, the new PlayStation 5, you know, all that stuff, you won't miss a single bit of it. Now, let's deep dive, dude. Let's talk about this. So, DBS Hype tweeted this out earlier today, man. When I got to work, I was so upset because y'all know I like giving this stuff to y'all first, but I was like, it's cool because ain't nobody gonna give it to y'all like I'm gonna give it to y'all, okay? Dragon Ball 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai arc will be the 5th DLC, one after the Bardock DLC for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. This is very interesting for several reasons. Number one, it is a Dragon Ball based arc. Yes, it's Dragon Ball based, not Kid Goku Dragon Ball, but a younger, older, semi-adult Goku Dragon Ball. Why is this significant? Because guys, before the producers, they clearly said that this is a Dragon Ball Z game when they were questioned about stuff as far as Dragon Ball Super. Even to the extent whenever we got Battle of Gods and Fukasu no F, that's still a Z thing, And people argued with the Super Saiyan God Vegeta, but we're not going to get into that, guys. But now, even in the History of Trunks, DLC, there were some things that, that was some loopholes in that, guys. It was that stuff from Super? No, it wasn't. It was actually from Z. That stuff was just portrayed for the first time before our eyes in Super, but those things had happened during the time of Z. It was a flashback. This, on the other hand, this is something different. Now you're going to say, DM, if you said before that they were only sticking to Z, whoa, so no, we were right. They are going to do. Guys, it is a different producer leading this game. The old producer is working on Dragon Ball The Breakers. They have a different guy in the driver's seat of this thing right now. And now we are getting the Budokai. It's strange. I told y'all the DLC plays by a different set of rules. So now the fact that we're getting something from Dragon Ball, it is highly possible that we could get some GT DLC. It's highly possible that we can get Dragon Ball Super DLC. You know what I'm saying? Now, what has me kind of confused, if you will, is why is it that this is the choice? Like, there's no order of events with these DLCs. You know what I'm saying? I think in the gaming community, we're so used to order. We're used to things being in order. For example, we had Battle of Gods, then we had Fukasu no F. So naturally, everybody thought the next one was going to be something Dragon Ball Super related. And then they go way back and hit us with the History of Trunks stuff and add some stuff in there that should have been in the main story. Now, they go even further back and hit us with Bardock. Now, I did a video And I talked about the Bardock DLC, and I did say that door is open for them to do Dragon Ball because people are going to say, hey, there's Goku as a baby. How was he in his younger years? Now, while they didn't go that route and go all the way back to the beginning of Dragon Ball, they are still going back to this. Now, a lot of people may ask, why this? Why the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai arc? This is a very odd place because it makes sense for the Trunks DLC because people are going to ask, they're going to see Trunks in the main story and they're going to ask, hey, whatever happened to that Trunks guy? You see what I'm saying? And guys, you have to understand this. We know what happened to that Trunks guy. But this game was made with new people to Dragon Ball Z because they said it. This game wasn't made for the diehard fan. While there is some things in there for us that we would pick up on, the game was really made for the people who were new to Dragon Ball, who came to Dragon Ball through Dragon Ball Super and had not yet heard or played games that told the story of Z. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, this is an awkward place for a DLC. What is the significance of having the 23rd Budokai tournament? Because there's no questions in the story as far as it. Is there? Yes, there actually is. Guys, if you think in the story, they have the World Martial Arts Tournament that we don't even get to play in. New people are going to wonder, what's up with this world tournament? If you go to the map, they're going to wonder, hey, what is it about that map that they have this entire world tournament? What's the history behind it? You get what I'm saying? And this is why I believe they chose a perfect time to introduce it. But why the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai tournament? Because in my opinion, this was the most significant one. This is the most ideal one. If correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but this is the same tournament that Goku, agreed to marry Chi-Chi. Like, this was the tournament of all tournaments. Goku and Piccolo duking it out. You know what I'm saying? This was the tournament in all of Dragon Ball. This was the one. This is the major caboodle caloodle, if you get what I'm saying. As far as Dragon Ball. Now, of course, Dragon Ball Z, that tournament was legit. But this is really the most iconic one in all of the series, aside from the Tournament of Power, in a sense. You get what I'm saying? So not only did they choose the top tier one, because there's many Budokai tournaments before this that Goku fought in. Guys, this is extremely significant because at this time, a lot of these guys, they weren't able to fly. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have what? You're going to have, I can already tell you the new stuff they're going to introduce with this DLC. They're going to introduce, you're going to get some new characters. You got General Tao, okay? You got Chi-Chi in the mix. You see what I'm saying? They're going to introduce some new mechanics. The World Tournament is going to be a game mechanic. Now, how they're going to translate that to the main game? Easy, guys. The tournament stage is already there. It's already there. Now, what will be our rewards for that? I don't know. Nor at this point in time do I care. The fact that we will be able to play the World Tournament in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, finally. You get what I'm saying? Now, also, what new mechanic is going to come to the game? Ground combat. I really, really hope that they implement being able to fight on the ground. It's going to be, to me, it's going to be a cop-out if we get into this world tournament and they're not touching the ground, because the literal thing about the tournament was ring outs. Touching the ground, get knocked out of the ring. However, there are times, just like in other Dragon Ball games, where you can fight in the air in the World Tournament, and Kakarot even has combat the same way, to where you can knock an opponent down to where they actually hit the ground. Now, you may ask, DM, why is that significant? How many of y'all right now are using Goku and Vegeta's physical attacks in the game? Not many of us. The majority of us, including myself, are using all of their ki blasts, the Kamehamehas, the ki enzymes. We're using the Big Bang, the Final Flash. We're using the multiple ki shots. You may be using Dragon Fist, but other than that, you're not using any of the physical moves. This is also going to open the door for that. Goku to get some more physical moves. Guys, this is so amazing. And it's going to make those other physical moves more relevant now, because those moves are moves that's going to knock your opponent to the ground and potentially give you a ring out. The Kamehameha isn't going to do that, is it? Nope. The Spirit Bomb isn't going to do that. No, it's not. The Ki Blast, multiple Ki Blasts isn't going to do that. So expect some new physical combat moves to also come to the game. So you're looking at tournament mode being added to the game. You're looking at new physical combat moves added to the game. You're looking at more playable characters added to the game. You're also looking at ground combat coming to the game. Now, that is also significant looking into the future of the game. Why? Because, guys, what's missing from the main story? Yes, we're missing Goku's instant transmission Kamehameha. We're missing Vegeta's final flash against Cell. But the biggest thing missing in the main story is Goku's life in the other world. Why would they skip such a monumental part of the story? Pikkon, Goku and Pikkon going to Home for Infinite Losers, fighting Cell and fighting Frieza again, which we know that won't happen because both Frieza and Cell have been revived. Now they could still do that. They could still do it. I take that back, because it would be kind of like the History of Trunks thing. You're going back in time telling the story. The same thing we're here with Dragon Ball. You get what I'm saying? So it can still be done. Now, the interesting thing about that is what happens in the other world. Yes, the other world tournament, another tournament. And by introducing the tournament anyway, you may say, well, why didn't they just go with that? Because there needs to be an introduction to the tournament style of fighting. And what better way to do that than the most iconic tournament in all of Dragon Ball, the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. You get what I'm saying? This is the introduction. And then they're going to go and, I hope so, do the whole Goku in the other world. That's an arc in and of itself, guys, because that's enough for a story DLC. Goku did a lot, spent a lot of time in the other world. There were multiple places that he visited, and there was training and eating. So all the recipes are there for that to be a future DLC as well. But it all starts with this. Now, fighting on the ground is already implemented in the game. While we can't personally do it, we did for a little bit. Remember when we started with Gohan? He wasn't even able to fly yet. We had to run around everywhere. The game didn't allow us to fly. Now, combat-wise, yeah, but that's a little bit different. But do you notice the great apes in the game? They don't fly. They fight on the ground. So it's already there. They just have to do some coding to where our players are able to stay and fight on the ground as well. And I think that they're utilizing the technology and upgrades with this new update that's going to make these things possible. Man, guys, there is so much more to dive into. I can't keep y'all all night. I'm hungry. I got to get up early in the morning. And guys, I'd be sitting here talking all night. We definitely have to schedule some kind of live stream or something to that effect where we can sit down and really dissect this. But I hope that y'all have been paying attention, because, guys, there is so much going on here. It is unreal. And I am going to deep dive into this. I am going to go back myself, and I implore you all to do the same. I'm going to go back and watch that arc where they fight that and see how this stuff is going to work out, because you're going to have some guys that are going to be prominent. You got guys like TN and Krillin and Yamcha who may become playable characters in this DLC. Yes, right now they're support characters, but remember what I told y'all before the game ever came out. They talked about making some of the support characters playable characters. Will that happen? It's gonna be really cool to see. I think Krillin has a really good shot of becoming a playable character rather than a support character. And man, a lot of people are going to like that, because it also makes some of the weaker characters that we don't play with relevant, because at this time, Piccolo was even more powerful than Goku. Tien was on par with Goku, and Yamcha was a force to be reckoned with as well. Guys, this has been awesome. I am super stoked about this. I am super excited about this, and I'm begging y'all, subscribe to the channel, man, because we are going to be covering this stuff. I can't guarantee you a video every day, but I dang sure going to guarantee that every video is going to be filled with the excitement that we had when it was Project Z. Every video is going to be filled with great information, and any speculation that's going to be in the video is going to be backed 100% by stuff that's already in the game, man. You'll come to the best place there is for Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Till next time, y'all, thanks for watching, and have the best day you can.